What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we actually have some really good news. The House has revealed two different plans today. So that's really good news. What we are hearing is that the House has now revealed, and I already went through the bill and I have all the details for you on this as well, but the House revealed the $1,400 stimulus check bill. So this is ready to go. This is exciting news, and I'm gonna bring you all the updates on this right now. We also know the House earlier today, they revealed that $3,000 that child benefit. This is for children to kind of help combat poverty and to give children and families some money to pay for food and give them that consistent income, as opposed to giving them a one-time tax incentive at the end of the year where they get a little bit of a rebate, that tax deduction of $2,000. So this is kind of going to help with that, but again, I have more details on that in just a minute. So a lot of people have been asking about the limits of this $1,400 stimulus check. I did a video on this earlier. I've done multiple videos on it throughout the past few weeks, because right now nobody knew what the House was thinking. We knew President Biden didn't have an exact answer. We knew Bernie Sanders wanted to keep the income eligibility limits the exact same as in the previous stimulus checks, which is great, which it worked out before, so why would we mess with it, right? You don't want to reinvent the wheel when it worked perfectly fine the last time. And then we had people like Joe Manchin or Republicans who wanted to go a little bit more aggressive and drop it from $75,000 for an individual and $150,000 for a couple. They wanted to drop this down to $50,000. Well, actually, it's $40,000 with a cutoff of $50 for an individual and $80,000 with a cutoff of $100 for a couple. And Democrats were highly against that. President Biden did not even want to address that because it was just so far off of what he thought we needed to do. So right now we have some details, but I just want to warn you that although what I'm about to tell you, it seems like it's really good on the outside, there's some big issues with this, and I'm going to address that after the fact. So let's get into it. First, the House, they propose $1,400 stimulus checks to all Americans. Yes, this means for all filers, for their spouse, for their child dependents, and any adult dependents that they have on their tax return, they will get a $1,400 stimulus check for them. However, I looked through this bill. I've read it twice. It's a fairly lengthy bill. I read this thing twice, and I didn't see anything that stood out as far as retroactive payments to adult dependents. So what that means, if you're still wondering what am I talking about, right? What I mean is the adult dependents in the last round, they didn't get a $1,200 stimulus check. They didn't even get a $600 stimulus check. This proposal, this bill that was released today by the House, this isn't an amendment. This is a new proposal. So what this means is we are not going to see an additional $600 for adult dependents. We're not going to see that. We're going to see $1,400 for adult dependents, $1,400 for child dependents, $1,400 for filers, and $1,400 for their spouse, or $1,400 for an individual. So that's currently how it's broken down. What we do know is that the House proposes that we use the exact same income limits or eligibility from the last round. This means be $75,000 for individuals, but there will be a hard cutoff at $100,000. And again, they are saying with similar phase outs, however, they will phase out a little bit more rapidly. We do not have any details on that yet. I didn't see that in the bill, but it just says phase outs will happen quicker. That's all we really know. And as far as for couples, it will start at $150,000. It will phase out, and then at $200,000, it's going to be a hard cutoff. So it doesn't matter how many children you have. At $200,000 or more, it's a hard cutoff. So even if you had, let's say, 4 children, right, and you should get, we'll just use 5. Okay, 5 children, easy math. 5 children would come out to $7,000 that you would receive from $1,400 a piece. So even if you made $215,000, there would be a hard cutoff at 200. So it doesn't matter how many kids you have, you would be cut off of any additional stimulus. That goes for individuals and for couples. Now, as far as how do they know how much we made? They're going to look at our tax returns. And according to this bill, it says they will either use 2019 adjusted gross income, the AGI, or 2020's. Whichever tax return is the most recent, that's the one the IRS is going to use. Which kind of leads us down the same path. If you have, you saw a big decrease in your income, it would benefit you to file your 2020 tax return. If you saw a big increase in your 2020 adjusted gross income, it would actually benefit you to hold off and wait to file your taxes until you receive that stimulus check. Again, I read through this bill. I read through it twice. I'm going to have to read through it again. I didn't see anything in there that says if your income was, substantially higher, then in 2021 you would have to pay it back. I didn't see that. But again, that's still an option. That's still a possibility. That's what many people were talking about before. So I'm going to read through it again. And I bet there's going to be other people that are going to go through it as well. So that's just what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to read through this bill again and see what else we can find. But I just want you to understand, this bill isn't a finalized version. This isn't, I don't even think this is really close. I think they still have to put some more effort into this. They still have to put in some more information, some more details. This isn't a finalized version. I just don't think it is. Because, and here's the reason why. Okay? Because right now, the big issue with all this is that right now multiple Senate Democrats are going to go against this. They're going to oppose it. And here's the reason why. It's simply because there are a handful of Senate Democrats right now that do not want stimulus checks to go out to people that make a substantial income. What's substantial? What's considered, high net worth or high income individuals? We don't know. Nobody's ever said what is a high income, individual or family. They just say it's high income. That's it. Very generic. So we need actual details on that. And my guess is we will see those come out very soon. Now, again, I'm going to have to go through all this. I'm going to have to go through it again. I read it fairly quickly. I read it twice fairly quickly. But again, there's so much information in this. But here's what we know. Joe Manchin, a Senate Democrat, he has stated multiple times that he would not support a $1.9 trillion stimulus package if there were not more targeted payments. That the targeting had to be more specific to a certain group of people. And this does not include $150,000 income for a couple and $75,000 of an income for an individual. That's considered too much money. These senators that make, I think, like $174,000 a year, they're telling us that, if you as a couple make $150,000 or more, you're considered rich and you should not receive a stimulus check. But some people that make $175,000 might be saying, well, yes, I make this much money. I live in California. I live in this, very, nice area. It costs a lot of money, just to live here. And yes, I am hurting financially. I should get a stimulus check. Well, Congress is going to debate that. They're going to figure out who should get them and who should not. So right now, what we know is this is going to create multiple issues because right now, this is exactly what the House Democrats put into the stimulus package. They're going to leave it the exact same as it was before. But this is what many people, Republicans, every single Republican, said they do not support providing stimulus checks to those that make too much money, that make $300,000. And I get it. But the only difference is the phase outs are going to happen quicker. They'll be more substantial. So we'll see what happens there. But just know that this bill may not even make it all the way to the Senate where Joe Manchin even has a say, even has a vote, because this version of the bill will be voted on by the House Ways and Means Committee sometime this week. You can actually go to their website, the Ways and Means website, and you can read the exact bill. I urge you to do it because it's a whole lot of fun. I'm just joking. It's absolutely terrible, but it gives you what is in the bill. It gives you all the details that I'm pretty much telling you right now. Also, Today, Democrats, they released a bill for the $3,000 per year child benefit. This actually equates to $3,000 for children between 6 and 17 and $3,600 for children between 0 and 5. What we know is, according to this bill, Democrats want to provide this as a monthly check. I'm not even going to say stimulus check, even though it's a way to stimulate the economy and kind of help out families. It's technically just a monthly check, not really a stimulus check. So, $300 per month for children 0 through 5 and $250 per month for children between 6 and 17. I didn't go through this bill in its entirety, but what we know is that right now they want to have a cap of either 5 children or $1,200 per month. That's what we know. However, there are other reports, and again, I'm going to have to go through this again. There's other reports saying that you cannot receive more than $15,000 per year. So, we'll go through all this stuff. Again, I just want to give you kind of a detail of what we're hearing. And the reason why I don't want to go into it in too much detail yet is because these are just the first renditions of this bill. We can still see many changes, and my expectation is we will see multiple changes. This legislation would also provide these payments using the exact same income limitations as the $1,400 stimulus check, which again, we know what they are. But the problem is they will most likely be changed because right now, if it makes its way to the Senate, according to all reports and according to Joe Manchin himself, he would oppose this. He would not support it. So we will see what happens there. And we also know it will have the exact same phase out figures as well. So that could be very big. These were the two big bills that were released today. Now, what we are hearing is that there's reports that we will see at least 2 to 3 more bills tomorrow as well. What you need to understand is that the Senate tomorrow is supposed to take on the president or Donald Trump's impeachment hearing. We don't expect this to really go anywhere. We don't expect him to be indicted. We don't expect this to really happen. We don't even expect him to have censure, which is just his way of just the Senate's way of saying, you can't really run for president. It is more just a slap on the wrist. I think he can still run for president under censure, but I'm not 100% sure that it's still, very, murky, foggy waters in that aspect. But we will see what happens with the Senate tomorrow. My guess is we really get nowhere. We really get nowhere with this impeachment hearing. President Trump probably won't even be there. My guess is he will not ever show up. His attorneys will, and that will be it. You'll never see him. So again, it's just the Senate's way of pretty much wasting, a week or 2 weeks of their time. But we will see what happens there. So we also know that Nancy Pelosi is wanting these bills revealed as quickly as possible because she does not want any surprises like last time. If you know what I mean, okay? We reported on this every single day that we were leading up to this $900 billion stimulus package vote, but we never saw the bill until the day of the vote. And then it passed. And then still people were wondering, how did that make it in there? How did we not see that? Well, you didn't see it because the bill was revealed the day of the vote. That's why. You didn't even get to read the entire bill. You just got little pieces and everyone's like, oh yeah, it looks good. Let's pass it. And then it passed and it's like, oh, well, that was stupid. Why did we do that? We shouldn't have done it that way. And now Nancy Pelosi is saying we need to get this bill revealed as quickly as possible because we don't want any surprises like last time. So this is what we're hearing right now. But as always, as we start to get more updates, more information from the House, the Senate, from President Biden himself, I promise I will keep you updated on all those things. So consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.